What's up, guys? Econ John here. Welcome to a new video series on Anarcho Pacifism. In this video, we're going to talk about what is Anarcho Pacifism. Let's go. So it should be noted that before starting this video series that I'm not an anarchist or an activist of any kind, nor do I advocate for such views in this video. The main point of this channel is to teach economic theory. As a result, this means that many of the points expressed in this video series will not be said with as much passion as other YouTubers who are of such a persuasion. The reason why I made this series is to educate on the non-legislative and quasi-democratic or non-democratic methods that protesters use to influence policy. This is especially important because as an economist, one must be aware of policy from economic changes from the bottom up as well from the top down. This is unique in the sense that it provides a paradigm by which to evaluate public opinion. There is really a lack of definition or analytical tools in this field. So in this series, I've taken the liberty to go and show some of the rules of thumb and some of the ideas that I've learned from what I've seen from studying and reading about this ideology. So what is anarcho-pacifism? Anarcho-pacifism is the political ideology that advocates against not only the state, but any system of non-consensual association. Anarcho-pacifists advocate against the state, the use of violence to obtain power, any form of non-consensual use of mutual resources, for example, like the environment or polluting the environment, and any form of non-consensual association, meaning this goes as far as including the democratic system because democracy is really the rule of the many over the few. And one of the most notable groups that express or embody these four ideas and are seemingly anarcho-pacifist is Extinction Rebellion. I'm not endorsing that group by any means, but if you want to go and find out more, I would suggest listening to one of the lectures. Most of the theory in anarcho-pacifism is revolutionary, meaning that it discusses ways of obtaining power, and it's less about talking about governing society. So the exact social structure in the theoretical sense is uncertain. So anarcho-pacifists are strongly against any sort of non-voluntary association, meaning by definition they are against the state or any form of government. They are, however, against shifting power through the means of violence. This is because any single agent in a democratic society is not 100% in control of any situation, but are simply gears in the economic and social engines. These are neutral agents. Thus, anarcho-pacifists view people in 5 categories. One is that they view them as active antagonists, passive antagonists, a truly neutral agent. 4 is the passive protagonist, and 5 is the active protagonist. Categories 2 to 4 are defined simply as cogs in the political and social engine, while the revolutionary stands at 0.5, and the state, under a special set of circumstances, I wouldn't say all states, other than a totalitarian one, stands at point number 5. So really, there's most democratic societies, 0.2 to 5 are really there. Most revolutionaries target people standing at 0.2, right? For a violent uprising, and that only harms these agents with little damage to the state, which is thus ineffective. An anarcho-pacifist revolution would incorporate these members, these sort of passive and neutral agents, right, as a part of their revolution, and will bring them to their side through persuasion and not coercion. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in our next video. I'll see you there.